It's amazing actually how fast camp goes. I'm not sure for the parents, a few days away, but certainly for us, it's quite a busy period over the 4 days. It does seem to go fast. Certainly long hours, there's a lot of activities. There's certainly the athletes have been busy. We've tried to mix up a little bit this year, do a couple of things differently. We're fairly happy with the way it all worked. Not too many injuries, other than Jada's on crutches behind, so that was our result of today. A couple of little falls as well, so that's one of the things we did and we'll start to do in future with JDS is actually have a physio as part of the St John's, so we actually had a physio throughout the last 4 days. And she's been really good helping the athletes a lot of taping, which isn't normally a service provided by First Aid, so that worked really well. We had the captains up and the team leaders. First of all, I'd like to thank the captains for what they've done. There's a lot of responsibility we give them over the last 4 days in collecting keys, chasing up athletes and making sure everyone's okay, making sure that the athletes actually know all the facilities, where they're going. And that's really important, and we really believe the captains actually grow in this role, and we appreciate that. The team leaders, they've done an amazing job, each of them, I really do appreciate. We've got Andrew Sterling there in pink group, Wayne Dyball Royal, Michelle McIntyre in sky, John McCall in lime, Paul Bray in yellow, Dwayne Girton in green, and we've got Tanya Hicks in red. So that's thank you very much to all those guys. They've done a great job. The coaches did a great job. We trained Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday we were lucky. We escaped most of the heat in training. We were finished, and Jason Hodson purple just popped out. Escaped most of the heat. We came back here and did the workshops. Both of the days we finished our training and our workshops in the pool, half an hour in the pool, 87 kids in the pool at one time. Don't think too many of the other swimmers were impressed, but anyway, the kids seemed to have fun. That's the most important part. And it was a recovery, so the pool session design of both days was part of their recovery to get them going for the next day. We did a lot of stretching. We added the stretching component this year. So the athletes stretch every single day, and they alternated between strength and Pilates. So that was really good. So it's important the athletes keep this recovery going, and they learned a few ideas along the way to help them in not only their competition, but their training as well, how to warm up and how to recover. Our Commonwealth Games decathlete, Stephen Kane, was our DJ on Monday night. He came along after a full day of the Athletics Australia Under-19 squad camp. He came along and conducted a disco, by far one of our best discos that we've had. We finished with a mannequin challenge, and that is actually going to go up on our YouTube channel. We just have to clip one or two athletes moving, but it was 1:20 of absolute silence, so that was a pretty impressive effort, so you'll get to see that shortly. One of the goals of JDS is not only the training and the coaching technique, but it's all about the social side, working and getting to know your fellow competitors, your friends, and that's really important, and the camp actually adds to that, and people funny, they actually miss it. You know, people can't wait to get there under 15 year, but once they get there and they finish the last, they actually realise how much they miss JDS and camp and a few other things. Two people that really missed it a lot and have actually been involved in JDS came along the camp for 4 years in a row, and just they want to stand up here. Let's come across. Got you come. The two athletes that came in last night to help with today's competition. And that was the captain of the line group in Kayla Elvish from last year, and the captain of the line group from the previous year, Georgia Bertram, my daughter, Georgia. Both of these girls were also captains of the Victorian team for the last 2 years. And they've decided to come back and assist JDS. So they're the type of things we like to see, athletes coming back and willing to help. So we thank the two girls for their assistance today. Well done. Today was all about the competition, fun, a little bit of rivalry going on, modified competition, vortex instead of javelin, which is quite interesting. That was a bit of fun on the back straight. We actually had a 1200 metre power relay, which meant we actually had all 87, well, one was injured, 86 athletes on the track at the same time, but there wasn't one baton dropped, there wasn't one DQ. That was really, really important. So there was one, but we kind of got away with it. That was a little bit of fun, that relay. All the athletes were competing for points. They did one event plus a relay, and then we actually add up, and we have a little bit of a prize for the winning team. So I've got the results, and the winning team's going to come up and just collect a small backpack with a few prizes. In 8th place with 145 points is the green team. In 7th place with 146 points was the yellow team. In 6th place with 153 points were purple. In equal 4th with 164 points were the pink and the red team. In 3rd place, 166 points, was Royal. Okay. On a count back, a double count back. So equal points, counting back on first, a double count back. So a double count back. In 2nd place, on 168 points, was Sky. So that means the winning team was Lime Group. Lime Group, up you come.
Okay guys, look at me quickly. 3, 2. Thank you.
Okay, so that was a good effort. Our closest ever team competition, which was made really interesting, really good. Obviously, a lot of athletes had a little bit of break over summer. Some have been training through, some's got multis coming up. So it's important over the next couple of days the athletes think about their recovery. There's a few athletes going to Milers Club tomorrow night. We always know that that's a difficult one to back up, getting back into Milers Club. Please think about what you do in your recovery. The athletes are very tired, they're very sore, so just think about their training loads over the next couple of days. Just back it off a little bit before they get back into it, otherwise they're going to be sore for a lot longer. Our next event's coming up is State Multis in a couple of weeks. Then we have JDS Day 5 on Sunday, February the 5th. That date had changed. You should all have the email. We're actually competing on the Sunday, the same day, the same location as AV Multis. So this is going to be a first for both Little Athletics and for Athletics Victoria. So we're going to run a training day while Athletics Victoria are running a state championship. For those who know the multis, it's only a small event. There's about 60 athletes on the Saturday and Sunday. We're on the Sunday only. So they're very happy because it's actually going to have another 200 kids running around the track. will make the event look good. So that's really, really good. So for those athletes who are going to compete in the multis as well, and in JDS, we'll be there supporting you anyway. So you'll be training, and if you're competing, we'll help you. At the end of the state multis in 2 weeks, we select the under 15 athletes who are competing at ALAC. Those athletes will all be attending JDS as part of the compulsory requirement for some team bonding, getting to know the team. So you'll be there anyway. So that's really important. So there's a few things coming up there. Day 5 is normally combined with AV Junior Track and Field Championship. This year, AV are running that over 2 weekends, which has made it a bit difficult. We'll send out some information shortly as actually what service we're going to provide to the athletes on their AV juniors. So it might be a bit less than previously just because it's over the 2 weekends. It's hard to get the coaches to commit Friday, Saturday, Sunday, both weekends. All right, so we're just coming to the close of the camp. Hopefully the athletes, you enjoyed yourself, you had a bit of fun, you learned something. Please, one of the things that's really, really important is that before you forget a few things, go home and write a few things down, and you can use those in your training. Whatever the coaches told you in the workshops, a few different ideas, please think about that, write them down, and hopefully they will help in the future. That's the end of the camp. Before you leave, what I'd like you to do is to come up and thank your team leader. That's really, really important. These guys give up their holidays. They actually take time off work to come along the camp. They're all volunteers, which is a great effort. A lot of them come back, and that's really, really important. Now, I actually have forgotten one thing. I'd actually just like to introduce our new CEO, Anthony McIntosh. Anthony started with us on December the 5th, and we invited Anthony along today to have a look at the camp just to see what JDS is all about, so a bit of understanding. So hopefully, Anthony, you've enjoyed today and got some insight into what JDS is all about. All right, so guys, that's it. If you can come up and just see your team leaders.
Just before you go, guys, sit down, please. On behalf of the board of the LAVicTV Victoria, unfortunately, guys, I am a board member as well. Last year was a very big year for Shane. He acted as CEO for a long period of time through a very difficult time for Little Athletics last year. And he was doing the acting CEO duties. He was also doing his normal job for a while until Jason came and helped. The amount of work that goes into this camp is phenomenal. Okay? While we have a system, that system changes every year and we adapt. Kids believe it. The camp when I first started looks very different than the way it does now, and that's primarily because we actually do listen to the feedback. But this camp is a big effort. Okay, the JDS days are important, but in one sense the camp represents all that JDS is really all about. It's about development, it's about learning as people. It's not just about learning as athletes. We like to think that when they come along here there's a certain degree of independence. They need to learn a certain bit of character building that goes with this. They have to work with their team. They have to work with coaches that they don't necessarily know. So this is a pretty important occasion for us, and really this occasion wouldn't work if Shane wasn't involved in it. As I've said countless times over the years, he is one of the best in the business of this stuff. He sometimes drives us crazy with the stuff that everything's down to the 1 and 2 and 5 minutes, but it actually works, okay? And really without Shane, and this year Jason as well, because Jason did a huge amount of work on this camp as well. Shane often does this stuff and then no one says thank you to him. So on behalf of the board and on behalf of Anthony, I would like I would like you to thank Shane and Jason as well for the work that they've done.
All right, thank you very much. So come up, see team leaders, parents. The bags are in the chapel. The chapel is where we had the disco, so it's up on the first floor. So when we got a nice little butterfly. Yeah, there it goes. Once they already know a few of the rooms. So the bags are to be collected from the chapel this year upstairs. So we'll need to go up there. All right, guys, come up and see your team leaders.